answer continues next. In our 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, partly sunny today, very chilly with a high of 33. Clear and very cold. We even have a hypothermia warning out from the National Weather Service with a low of 17 or below. Currently 25 at O'Hare. Next news at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Tasty Catering. The best value for your company's holiday party is at tastycatering.com.
Dancing Jazz with Jenna, it's Sean Spicer.
Yeah. This is a remarkable story. I can't believe that the press corps is taking the same attitude towards Sean Spicer on Dancing with the Stars that they did to the 2016 election. They just won't accept the results.
No. Hey-oh.
I mean, it really is. They're so upset that, Sean Spicer is the Fred Astaire of White House spokesman. I mean, I don't know that there's not another way to put it.
Well, on Monday, he did receive one of the lowest scores of 20 points out of 30. And Len Goodman said, we keep trying to throw you out of the boat, and viewers keep throwing you a lifeline.
It's,
because part of it's audience participation, how many votes you get.
The public wants what it wants. It's an eye of the beholder thing, dances. This is the extent they're doing, the extent to which they're going. James Corden, this is a guy, he's got a show on CBS. I know you don't know that. Why would you? Nobody watches. James Corden, he set up a special guest during his monologue. A special guest, plural.
Why is Sean Spicer even on Dancing with the Stars? Politicians don't belong on entertainment shows. These shows are for celebrities, not political figures.
And the screaming was, it's a CBS, little known fact. It's the CBS News Department. That's his studio audience. The screaming was him ushering Hillary and Chelsea onto the stage.
You got something to say about Donald Trump trying to get votes for Sean Spicer on Dancing with the Stars? The stage is yours. Go for it. Go and get in it.
Actually, I do, because, I can't blame Trump for trying to help Sean Spicer. But if there's one thing we've learned, it's that these guys really can't win the popular vote.
Oh.
So lame. And you thought that was lame?
Yeah, I did.
It's Hereditary. Chelsea.
Oh, no.
Former White House spokesman Sean Spicer is now on Dancing with the Stars. It is an improvement on his old job, dancing around the issues.
This is
devastating. For more on modern dance theory and maybe a little bit of politics, too, we're pleased to be joined by former White House press secretary, author of The Briefing, Politics, the Press, and the President, currently in the final 6 on season 28 of Dancing with the Stars, Sean Spicer. Sean, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
You bet. Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
I'm sure you're withering under those rejoinders from Hillary and Chelsea, but it looks like you're having fun with the show, even though you're the subject of probably expected criticism.
Yeah, I mean, I think the irony, of course, is the system and the show is set up the way it is, and it's been that way for 28 seasons, and suddenly, people are having all of this outrage because people are voting. And it's an affirmative vote, right? I mean, the judges, as you point out in your piece, have been very clear about what they think, and their scores reflect that. But half of the score comes from people out in America voting, and for whatever reason, and I think there's a multitude of them, have decided to keep me going in this.
Wow. I mean, how much time do you put in for just one dance? Is it all week long, or just tell us about your day?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and obviously this is a lot further along than I ever anticipated myself. I'm sure most people would agree with that. But on a daily basis, usually close to 5 hours.
Wow,
When you were your I think it was your most recent routine. I don't really watch Dancing with the Stars.
I
but
watched this year because of you, Sean Spicer. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. You and Hannah Brown. I love Hannah.
All right.
So.
The latest routine was Styx's "Come Sail Away." Was that that the latest one?
And he danced with Jenna Johnson because his partner's mother-in-law passed away unexpectedly.
Thank you for that color
Well, I'm
commentary.
just letting you know what happened.
And so, did you envision when you were named White House spokesman that someday you'd be on national TV in a Popeye sailor suit?
Absolutely. 100%.
It's a straight line, isn't it?
Yeah, that's generally how it goes. No, absolutely not. And for what it's worth, we met up last year when I was talking about the book, and that was generally what I thought. And I'd not really given a ton of thought to doing the show. I turned it down before for a variety of reasons, but I finally came to the decision that you live once, you should have some fun. It's something that clearly this is not in my wheelhouse, not naturally gifted at it, but I thought, why not do something completely different, learn something, enjoy yourself. And I actually think that, not to get too much into what the whole goal of the show is, but part of it, I know that there's a bunch of purists out there that are like all about, who's the best. And I think that that's everyone's right to do that. But I think that there's also a piece of the show going back several seasons about people coming from no experience and their journey and whether or not they get better and how much improvement they make, et cetera. And that's definitely the category I see myself in.
Totally. I mean, I've done this locally.
I did it too.
And so did Amy.
Yeah.
The Chicago Dancing with the Stars raised money for breast cancer. And I had the same trepidations you did, not naturally gifted, not something I ever wanted to do. But
I'm gifted, but okay. Go.
Amy's gifted. That's the difference between us. But it was so much fun, and it was outside of your comfort zone. And I'll tell you what, the other thing about this, and I think it comes through, and I think this is what really upsets people. It's not that you're moving on. You know what it is? What upsets them is it humanizes you. You're not the caricature of a human being that the press tried to portray you as. And so you come across as likable, and that really angers people that are sort of rabidly left. And they just use the, Bob Fosse purist criticisms as a cover.
Yeah, and I think that's partially true. I agree with you that, although I do take issue with the first part where the press tries to use this word humanize as if you weren't to begin with.
Right.
And part of the thing is, I say, I am who I am. I think if you talk to people who've known me a while, I'm the same person for a while. That job in particular was very one-dimensional. You get up there, you're at a podium, you're going at it every day with the press corps, and people, if that's the only thing they say of you, they don't know the rest about you. And not that I've been very clear, between the book and the show. I am who I am. I'm comfortable with that. If someone wants to get to know further, then there's plenty of opportunities either to tune into the show, to read the book, whatever. But I'm not looking to sort of say, well, I'm going through some transformation, and I was this person, and now I'm somebody else, or I've changed my beliefs. I'm very comfortable with who I am, what I believe, and that's a different thing, because I think the way that you're saying that a lot of these folks in media are portraying it, which I think is right, is that we don't want you to know anymore because, gosh darn, you might actually like this.
Exactly.
Well, and it seems that your cast members genuinely like you. I mean, there seems to be a camaraderie there on set, and is that what's really going on?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, but we all, the thing that I've told people that I really enjoy about the show is that we were 12 people. We got thrown together. You work together really hard every day. You're practicing together. You get to know each other. And you generally come to want to support each other and care about each other, how they do and how each other does. And it's a side of everything else that's going on in the world right now. Like, there's no discussion of politics or policies. How are you doing? Are you doing better than last week? What are you working on? How's your family, kind of thing? And I think, that's when you're in that kind of environment, day in and day out, you do come to care about each other a little.
Yeah, and I think it's sort of, again, a sad commentary on the times that you have people have to say, oh, I got along with Sean Spicer on the stage, then they have to apologize for it, explain it, rationalize it, make excuses for it. Just a guy I met, he seemed like a nice guy.
It's actually, Dan, the thing that I find funny about that is, if you think about the direction that it's going in, and I've seen exactly what you're talking about when some of the other members have been asked that, is that it's ironically, it goes in one direction, right? So I never get asked that question by you or anyone else about, quote, what do I think of the other cast members in terms of their beliefs? And some of them are more known than others in terms of who they supported and what their beliefs are. But it's ironic that it's only a one-way conversation, right? So they have to, the questions from are is it okay to tolerate Sean versus no one ever asked the other question. And that is sort of an interesting dynamic that's going on in the world right now.
Do you have any say in what dances you do or what outfits you wear? Because remember you came out in that neon, like a charo top.
Oh, yeah.
Which was very dashing, by
yes,
the way.
very.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Very fetching.
Yes.
We actually auctioned that shirt off for 2 veterans charities that I'm involved in, and we got $4,000 for it. And the thing that's really cool is, we set up this website a while ago. It was kind of tongue in cheek, but SpicerArnold.com, which is Lindsay Arnold's my partner, and I joked when I joined the show that everyone else has this fan base, the music stars or on TV or whatever, and I said well, I'm gonna have to run it like a campaign, kind of, and try to go out there and because of my background. And we set up this website, and we actually sell campaign merchandise, like yard signs and T-shirts, and all that equally, all the proceeds from that go to both the Yellow Ribbon Fund and the Independence Fund, 2 organizations that support our wounded warriors and their caregivers. And that's what's been fun about the experience too, is we bring wounded warriors and the caregivers to the show, trying to have a date night for them. And it's kind of cool to make the experience more than just about myself. But to your other question, no. I mean, yes and no. I can't. They'll send me. We'll go in for fittings towards the show, and they'll say, okay, this is what we want you to wear. There's a little bit of pushback here and there if I really find something outrageous. But that shirt in particular was the first week, and I just didn't know better. I'm like, oh, okay.
That was great. Well,
everybody saw it, even from Mars. Yes.
Yeah. It's very radiant.
So the website is spicyarnold.com?
Spicer Arnold.
Spicer Arnold. Yeah, his last name's Spicer.
Well,
SpicerArnold.com.
Blonde moment. I'm sorry.
So let me just put a suggestion in, because I think I see hints of Gene Kelly in you. Singing in the Rain. And maybe try that.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, I could see that. It's a little bit more dashing.
I don't think you want to see. Look, it's one thing to tolerate the dancing. You don't want to hear my singing.
Yeah, okay. I know your passion is dance, but if I could ask you a political question as well. When you were White House spokesman and going through the Mueller investigation saga, did you anticipate that when that was dispensed with, we'd be, maybe not with respect to a call with Ukrainian president, but there would be a chapter 2 from the Democrats? There'd be another gambit to try to remove Trump from office.
That's a really good question, because I don't think that I fully anticipated it. No. I thought that because of who Mueller was, meaning that they put a lot of stock into this guy, and his integrity, et cetera, that okay, once he kind of delivered his final report, that would settle everything. And so I didn't anticipate it going to this length by any means, because I didn't think anyone would kind of try for another bite at the apple.
He is Sean Spicer. He has displaced Marlon Fitzwater as the most successful dancing White House spokesman in American history. Former White House press secretary. The book, The Briefing: Politics, the Press, and the President. And currently in the final 6 on season 28 of Dancing with the Stars.
Yay.
Keep annoying the left. Keep voting for Sean Spicer. Sean, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan and Amy. Appreciate it.
You're the best. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Larry Nora, founder and CEO of U Store It, a network of award-winning self-storage facilities in the Chicago area, and a